Have you ever wondered why boys are starting to develop later than they did before? Some people might say that's just because we live a healthier lifestyle, but it's not. It's because of low testosterone. Think about this. What hormone do boys need to mature and turn into men? Testosterone. And so what happens when they have low testosterone? Well, they don't develop, or they start developing later. The reason I want to talk about this is because I was actually one of these late bloomers, and it sucks. And I knew how this worked. I understood I needed more testosterone to hit puberty like all the other boys, but I just didn't know how to get it. I tried doing all these weird hacks. Like for example, one time I tried listening to those binaural beats that were supposed to boost testosterone, which doesn't work by the way. I was trying all these tactics to increase my testosterone, but I didn't realize that there are things that I do literally every day that decrease my testosterone and are literally slowly making me infertile. And so even if you have already gone through puberty, you need to listen, because these things I will talk about are making you infertile. And yeah, you might think that you don't really want kids right now, but you might want them in the future, and I think it should be your choice and not the choice of some company that doesn't care about your health and just wants money from you. Alright, 5 everyday things destroying your testosterone. Number 1, not sleeping enough. When you don't sleep enough, your testosterone will decrease. You can search this yourself. If you don't sleep enough, your testosterone decreases by 10 to 15% every night. And I can guarantee that you aren't sleeping enough. I'll prove it. Let's say you want to wake up at 6. Then when do you need to go to bed? Most people will do the math and say, okay, so if I need to wake up at 6 a.m., then I need to go to bed at 10 so I get 8 hours of sleep. But that's wrong. Most of the world thinks that sleeping 8 hours is enough, and that's why everyone is sleep deprived. Sleeping 8 hours isn't enough, because it usually takes around 1 or 2 hours to fall asleep entirely. So when you think you are sleeping 8 hours, you are actually sleeping just 6 and your testosterone is decreasing. And that's only for the healthy people. It usually takes them around 2 hours to fall asleep. But if you have some kind of a psychological problem, like if you are stressed all the time, then it might take like 3 hours or maybe even more. A good way to know how well you are sleeping is to download an app that will track the noises you make during sleep to figure out how long you are sleeping. This is the one I use. It's called Sleep Cycle. As you can see here, my average sleep quality is 84%, and that's pretty good. So you can also download an app like this to figure out how long you should stay in bed. Alright, number 2, stress. There is a hormone called cortisol, which is basically the stress hormone, and when this hormone increases, your testosterone will decrease. So that means if you are under some long-term stress, your testosterone is definitely low. And this is not to say that you should quit school or your work if it's stressing you out. No, but you should start focusing on being more relaxed throughout the day. And the number one way to decrease your cortisol and be more relaxed is to have a more relaxed body. See, now you are probably walking around every day with some body part tensed up without even realizing. And when you do that, your cortisol goes up because your body thinks you are in danger. Everyone tenses a different part of their body. For me, I always tense my stomach. For some other people, it's their shoulders or their jaw. So just go through your day. And whenever you realize you are tensing your muscles, just relax them. And also, I just remembered another good way to decrease your cortisol is to be breathing fully. I don't think any of you have ever taken an actual deep breath, so let's try it. Put your hand on your stomach and breathe in as deep as you can into the belly. And when you feel like you can't put any more air into the belly, breathe even more into the chest. And now slowly exhale. If you remind yourself to breathe fully like this throughout the day, you will surely increase your testosterone, and this also helps with the method I described previously because taking these deep breaths helps you relax your body. Number 3, putting your phone in your pocket. In the book, The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss mentioned how he increased his testosterone and sperm by simply putting his phone in an armband instead of his pocket where it's literally millimeters next to his balls. He did this years ago, and only now are scientists actually finding out that it's true. And by the way, you don't actually have to keep your phone in an armband. Just don't put it in your pocket. Whenever I walk somewhere, I either put it in my bag or I just hold it in my hand. Number 4, plastic. There is one part in every plastic thing called BPA, also known as bisphenol A, which is an endocrine disruptor. Endocrines are basically hormones, and testosterone is a hormone. And you may now think you can just use those BPA-free plastics, But no, because BPA-free plastics are even worse because these evil companies will put some other chemical there instead of BPA. They might put BPB or BPC. I mean, they have a bisphenol for almost every letter in the alphabet, so BPA-free plastics are even worse. Some people may also think that plastics are only bad when they are warmed up, and yeah, warming them up makes it worse, but they are bad for you even if they are cold. I know that this is kind of a hard thing to implement because when you look around yourself, literally everything is plastic. Your phone case, your mouse, your keyboard, and even your clothes, they are most likely made of polyester, which is another harmful chemical. But I want you to try this. You don't have to replace everything at once. Just try to replace the things you use the most one by one. So maybe you wear a polyester shirt every day, then buy a different one made out of wool, or maybe you drink from a plastic water bottle, then buy a metal one. It's minor things like these that are going to have a big impact on your testosterone levels. And number 5 is your diet. The modern day diet is the best way to make a man infertile. Like actually, there is so much fucking sugar in it, no wonder testosterone levels nowadays are dropping. Because your blood sugar directly correlates with your testosterone levels, kind of like cortisol. When your blood sugar goes up, testosterone goes down. And it's not only the sugar that's decreasing your testosterone, it's also all of this processed shit we are eating, like fucking chicken nuggets, bro. Who the fuck eats that? You know what chemicals they had to put in that to make a blended chicken taste good? And that's only talking about when you eat them at home. When you get them from one of these fast food restaurants, do you know what they fry them in? Seed oils, and seed oils are estrogenic. So stop eating sugar, stop eating this processed shit, and stop consuming seed oils, because that will decrease your testosterone. And so you might wonder, what should you eat then? Well, eat like your ancestors, who had literally 5 times more testosterone than you. Eat meat, eggs, vegetables, nuts, fruit, and drink only water. Alright, that's it for today. Watch this video to learn more about testosterone. Make sure to like, sub, share, and things like that. Bye.